This is Scott, the Rebuilder, back for episode number 3. Today's topic, starters that stay engaged, keep running, won't shut off. Happens a lot. People come in regularly, very frustrated. I think if you'll listen this through, we can help you understand what's going on. And the answer's a little different than what you may have been hearing elsewhere. I have what's known as the tips sheet from Scott. It goes out with nearly every customer who walks through my door. It reads this way: "We appreciate your business, but hate to see you come back for an issue that could be prevented. Starters that stay engaged, keep running, or stick. That's a common problem and rarely originates in the starter. The problem is most commonly caused by weak or aged batteries, bad connections, including grounds, aged cables, relays, ignition switches, neutral safety switches. Proper diagnosis can understandably be difficult. Many customers fail to address these and simply hope for the best. That's not a good plan. Let's tear these thoughts apart, have a better understanding of what's going on and why. There's many videos out there on YouTube about solenoids and their function. And most of them are doing a good job of explaining to you how they work. They're pretty simple. They haven't changed much over the decades at all. If you were to tear one apart and get inside the case, you'd find there's simply a coil of wire. There's a hold-in coil and a pull-in coil. It's just a coil of wire. And when you put power to it from your ignition switch, it creates magnetism. The magnetism inside the solenoid grabs a plunger, sucks it in. The process of sucking in the plunger does two things. When this gets pulled into the solenoid, you see where the drive goes out into the ring gear. That's one function. The other function, plunger goes up, pushes contacts. The contacts simply bridge from one big post to the other. This post is coming from your battery. This post is going into the starter motor. Those contacts simply are tying the two together, sending power through. The small wire coming to the S switch is just coming from your key switch. Why would a solenoid stick? Stay engaged. It has to do with the things on my tips sheet. It's most commonly happening in older machinery, big diesel engines, gas as well, but most of the time it has to do with the age of the equipment. If there's something going wrong in your system, weak batteries, bad cables, as we mentioned, this S wire going to that coil has enough power, voltage, to do its thing, make the magnetism pull up the plunger, push up the contacts. But when that happens, this great big cable carrying all of that power, big as your thumb, sends power over to that starter motor. You've got that great big old engine sitting there not moving a bit, and it takes a lot of energy to get that first movement on that engine. I've heard up to 1,000 amps for that initial surge. Well, that little S wire all of a sudden had all of his power stolen because the system's weak coming to him. This wire has traveled a lot of places through the equipment. It's gone through some rotten cables, rotten wires, other auxiliary solenoids, relays, bad ignition switch, bad neutral safety switch, and maybe they're all working, but they're all just a little weak. It's a cumulative problem. Now this little guy here, he says, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't hold that, I can't hold that, and he lets go. Down goes the plunger, the contacts. Well, the instant that happens, that big surge from trying to get that engine moving is gone. Well, now this little guy here, he says, oh, I can do that. I got power again. Up he goes. As soon as he does that, he's like, no, I can't. All my power went elsewhere. I can't do it. He lets go. Down it goes. Well, then he can do it again. It's gone. Up it goes. Down it goes. Up it goes. Down it goes. Up it goes. Down it goes. Do you start to see a breaking contact over and over and over and over and over again at the speed of electricity? This solenoid, I hope you can read that. It says 3 starts. That's how long this beautiful quality solenoid lasted. The contact inside looks like that. And that is not caused by dirt or debris or condensation or anything else. It is from chattering up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's finally it arc welds. These are like someone went in there with a little arc welder. You can see that. And it welds right in place. Now the only thing that'll stop your starter is to remove the cable from the battery. Sometimes getting out there with a hammer and giving it a good whack will let it break. It cools down later on. There's only 2 things that are controlling this little spring here. And on the back side of your plunger, there's a great big spring. They do their job. There's nothing to make the solenoid stick. It's just a little rod sitting in a hole. The sticking comes from welding. The welding comes from low voltage. The underlying conditions must be addressed. Now, when I have this conversation in my shop, even with older gentlemen, I get the eye roll. Oh. We all know the eye roll. My 14-year-old daughter was really good at it, and she still is today. They don't want to hear this. They just assume, they've walked in thinking they're just going to buy a new solenoid and it's going to fix all of their problems on their 50, 60, 70-year-old piece of equipment. And the reality is it's not. That let's just hope for the best and see if a new solenoid won't fix the problem rarely works. I've had customers wreck 7 in a row on occasion. And what's worse is it's not always just wrecking the solenoid. If the equipment started and they didn't hear it, the starter kept running while they're out doing their work, and the starter's destroyed. That can be a lot of money. But the reason people don't want to address all of these other issues is because of money. So you've got a choice. Fix the underlying problems, the system, or buy new starters, because people, rebuilders, will not just hand you a new one when you have another problem going on. They'll try their best to help you understand, but you have to follow directions. One of the most notorious cases I ever had was on his 7th try. He walked through the door, said, "Sell me a solenoid." And I said, "Well, you got to hear this out." "No, I don't want to hear. I just want a solenoid." Away he went. "Okay, $60, please." Did that 3 times. The 3rd time he came in with the whole starter and it was roasted. So now he spent $350. On the 7th try, with him losing total confidence in me, insisting that I'm selling him really poor quality solenoids that must have come from China. I said, "Please." He didn't have a voltmeter, didn't want to have a voltmeter, just wanted it to be easier than that. So by the way, there's a lot of good videos out there on YouTube about voltage drop tests. I suggest that you watch them, and those are good procedures. They will save you in this regard, but if you don't like to hear about voltage drop tests, then you have to do these other things to make it work. You've got to have a good, new, quality battery. That's number one. If you notice, now this is my 3rd episode that I've talked about the value of a good battery. Can't say it loud enough. Clean cables. They cannot be rotten cables. One of my most recent cases of a stuck solenoid turned out to be the neutral safety switch was just not carrying enough current. Changed the neutral safety, problem went away. And it can be a little bit of all of these. So address them all right away. The gentleman I'm referencing here wanted to do just one at a time, and that's kind of typical. Well, I'll go home and try changing my battery, or I'll try changing my relay. In this particular case that I'm referencing, I said, go home, grab a hold of that big cable that's hooked up to your solenoid right at the starter, and follow it with your hands and your eyes until it gets to the battery. This was on a tractor. He did. He sent me a picture. I'm going to share it with you. I hope you can see that without the reflection of my light. Let's get right in there. He found an auxiliary solenoid, and he had green, rotten cables. I said, "You promised me your cables were in great shape." Yeah, he was a little sheepish at that point. Problem finally went away. Please address the problems. Stuck solenoids rarely originate there. You've got other issues going on, usually because it's old and worn out. The system needs to be fixed. That's all I've got to say for this time. Remember, subscribe, hit the bell. I'd like to talk again.